Well, due to circumstances beyond my control, we're back at it. Happy Wednesday, the 15th day of September 2021. It is right smack dab in the middle of the month, right smack dab in the middle of the week. But just one more week of summer to go. The autumnal equinox, 1 week from today, September 22nd, in the noon hour. I'll give you the exact time when I remember it. It's not just any other Wednesday, it's a winning Wednesday. Yep, Winning Wednesday is back up for grabs today, and we're going to have not one, not two, but three lucky winners. We got tickets to this weekend's BNCW Tour of Homes. It is back. They had to do it virtually last year because of COVID restrictions, but now you can go right back out and do it again. It is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 7 homes that you can go out and take a look-see from the folks at the building North Central Washington. There are 3 homes in Wenatchee, 2 homes in East Wenatchee to look at, 1 in Antioch, 1 in Leavenworth, 7 homes. If you visit all 7 homes and get your ticket stamped, you're in for the drawing for $500 in cash. And these tickets are good for any 3 days. You can use them on Friday and Sunday. You can use them on Saturday and Sunday. You can use them any day you want. You don't have to do all the homes in one day. You can spread it out over the 3 days if you so desire. Again, it's this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I have a pair of tickets and another pair of tickets and another pair of tickets. So we're going to have 3 winners today. It's winner at ncwlife.com. Winner at ncwlife.com. It's email only. That's the only way you can enter. So send me your email, winner at ncwlife.com. You can enter once per email address. So if you have more than one email address, you can enter more than one time. But you can't enter over and over and over again on the same email address. We keep track of these things. Again, this is for the BNCW Tour of Homes. It is this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. These tickets can be used any day of those, or you can use them for multiple days if you want. Again, if you visit all 7 homes, get your passport stamped, put your ticket in the box, and you're in for the drawing for $500. Thanks to our friends at the BNCW. Winner at ncwlife.com. We'll do the drawing at 10 o'clock this morning. And again, I'm going to have 3 winners. I got 3 sets of tickets. So 3 winners today on Winning Wednesday if you want to go see the Tour of Homes for free on us and the building North Central Washington folks, all right? Winner at ncwlife.com. And remember, employees of Solely On Broadcasting, Local Telecommunications, and their immediate families are not eligible. Sorry, Cal. And also, if you don't enter, you can't win. It's common sense. Look at that beautiful view we have behind me. That's the cross camera, but we pointed it almost directly to the east Wenatchee bench. It's starting to rise up and get the job done. A little chilly. We're in for a very nice day today. Starting to change a little bit weather-wise on Thursday. Significant weather change on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's going to rain really hard on Friday night. We need the rain, so we're going to make up for all the rain we haven't been getting by getting quite wet this weekend. Forecast details are coming up. The one thing you need to know about today, it's going to be windy. We'll talk about that too. A lot of news to get to. Sports, the 8th inning did the Mariners in. Last night, they fell behind in their quest for that wild card. Boston got him in the 8th, got him big too. Bullpen collapsed. Highlights, if you will, of the Mariner game, plus prep results. We'll have the obscure holiday today in history, some celebrity birthdays, a brand new opinion from Mike Mad Dog McNaughty. You've never seen it because we've never aired it. And then in the back half of the program, part 2 of my conversation with Dr. Paul Gordon, the superintendent of the Wenatchee School District. More good information from Paul coming up 4 minutes after the hour to start our tour on this Winning Wednesday. And again, the sun is shining right into the lens of the cross camera. That's our usual camera, but we're pointing it down towards the Rock Island area so we can get a beautiful sunrise. Again, we continue to lose about 3 minutes of daylight per day. Sunrise this morning was at 6:39, so only about, 25 minutes ago. Sunset tonight, 7:12. That's 12 hours and 33 minutes of daylight. Good morning to the valley to the southeast. Camera number 2. Now it's another view of the Wenatchee Valley. I want to say that is the other cross camera, Uriah? Yes, the cross east is what we call that. It is up on the Wenatchee Heights. It's a little bit lower and a little bit more to the east, and we're looking at East Wenatchee there for the most part. Just a few high clouds. It was a beautiful day yesterday. Our high was 77. Our normal high is 78, so it's just about normal. Beautiful late summer day. Camera number 3 is off to see that area there with the body of water and the thing and the deal and the I don't know, Union Valley. Getting Uriah says it's somewhere near Chelan. Thanks for narrowing that down. It looks to me to be the Union Valley camera. I'm just going to guess. I'm going to say that's the North Shore of that's Manson. That's the Manson Water Tower. Okay. Thank you, Uriah. We should have just thrown on a rerun and gone to breakfast. Camera number 4. There is no 4. Okay. There we go. Wait a minute. That's McNeil Canyon. That's the camera. The camera is the top of McNeil Canyon. What you're looking at is Lake Chelan with the Chelan Butte to your left. That's zoomed in a little bit too. Great news on the 25-mile fire course. They've lifted all the restrictions. They had the rain, the cooler temperatures. Although it's going to be a little windy today, the wind direction should blow the fire back in on itself. We'd like that. But again, we are not out of the woods yet for the fire season. We've still got some work to do there. All right, 6 minutes after the hour, some beautiful views on this middle day of September. 2 slides to show for you from the National Weather Service. It's going to be windy today. It's going to catch the end of those Cascade Gaps. It's going to be dry, and it's going to be sunny for the most part with just a few passing clouds, but going to be windy. Here in the Wenatchee Valley, sustained winds right around 10 to 20 miles an hour. We're going to see gusts near 30 miles an hour here for the Wenatchee Valley, even stronger winds out in the Columbia Basin, so a heads up on that. Obviously, blowing dust could be a bit of an issue out in the Columbia Basin, so get ready for some windy conditions, especially this afternoon, and really going right through until about 9 or 10 o'clock tonight. So it's going to be windy. And we've been telling you about this for the last 3 or 4 days, but here it comes. Big weather maker coming our way this weekend, just in time for the weekend. It's going to start Thursday night with the clouds thickening up. And then Friday, we'll have lots of clouds by Friday afternoon, some light rain by Friday night, big time rain. We're talking about over a half an inch of rain in the forecast for Friday and Friday night. That's a lot of rain for us. Continuous rain on Saturday night, right on into Sunday. This baby is packing some punch, so get ready for widespread rain. And believe it or not, Mission Ridge could get some snow tonight. The overnight lows in the Wenatchee Valley will be in the 40s, and the snow level is going to drop down to about 6,000 feet. And the summit of Mission Ridge is actually above 6,000 feet. It's about 6,800 feet, if I remember correctly. So believe it or not, tomorrow morning we could wake up with a little bit of snow at the summit of Mission Ridge. Wow. And it's only the middle of September. It happens, and of course it's going to melt, so don't go strapping on the skis and heading up there quite yet. All right, so you have the rundown. Here's your details. Partly sunny and breezy today, high of about 70, 45. Again, chilly for the overnight low tonight. Some locations will be dipping down into the 30s. That's cool. Tomorrow, pretty nice for most of the day. Cooler than normal temperatures. That high today of 70 and tomorrow's high 68. That's pretty cool for this time of the year. Our normal high is 78 degrees, so get ready for a chilly Thursday. Friday is when the weather maker begins to arrive, especially Friday afternoon. By Friday, about 5 or 6 o'clock, the rains will come. It'll rain all night Friday into Saturday, right through till about midday Saturday, and then we get a little bit of a break, and then the rain returns on Saturday night, right on into Sunday. So we are in for some significant rain. The heaviest rain, as I mentioned before, is Friday night into Saturday. It's going to come down pretty good. We finally start drying out Sunday afternoon. Look how cool those temperatures are going to get. And then we are going to start seeing some sunshine on Monday and Tuesday. This is the last full week of summer. Again, the autumnal equinox 1 week from today. So, and it's going to feel like autumn come this weekend. It is 9 minutes after the hour. A 1-minute break comes your way, and then the news comes your way. You're watching a Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
Kids are resilient. I just love their energy. They bounce back so quickly. I love the stories they tell. I love just their charisma, their character. I love to see that subtle smile that you pull out of a kid, you know, when you start talking with them about something they really like. I just love what I do, and I can't imagine I would be as happy doing anything else.
Hello, North Central Washington. I'm Dave Tosh, Executive Director at Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center, and I'm excited to announce a new variety show entitled Vibrant Living, brought to you by the Senior Center, and I think you'll find it educational, informative, and a lot of fun. Join us for the new program, Vibrant Living.
54 degrees in downtown Wenatchee with just a few high clouds. Gorgeous sunrise. Cool today, only about 70 with lots of sun and a lot of wind. We do it again tomorrow, not so windy really, on Thursday. And then starting Friday, rain. Rain Friday, rain Saturday, rain Sunday. And we begin with this story. The owner of Mission Ridge Ski and Board Resort is suing Chelan County, saying the county's 4-year permitting process to allow the ski area to expand has cost him an unnecessary $6.9 million. Larry Skrinovich owns the ridge under the corporate name Tamarack Saddle LLC. His company filed suit on Friday, saying Chelan County and its Natural Resources Department have ignored the law and their own rules in handling Mission Ridge's request for permits. Strinovich wants to add a new lodge, townhouses, duplexes, an outdoor amphitheater, and other amenities. The expansion would affect both county and federal wildlands, and multiple agencies are reviewing its possible environmental impacts. The area's largest fruit producer, Stamilt, will pay $3 million in a settlement of more than 10,000 visiting agricultural workers over 3 years of unpaid wages. The agreement hashed out in federal court is 25 times the amount the H-2A workers would have received under a settlement that was proposed last year. The plaintiffs claimed Stamilt Ag Services, which hires field workers for orchard operations throughout Washington, deprived them of pay they should have received for labor outside of the orchards. A U.S. District Court judge in Spokane finalized the settlement last week. The workers are entitled to just over $2 million of the settlement fund. The remainder of that money goes to attorneys, mediators, and administrative costs. Fire investigators have yet to determine if a series of brush fires along the Columbia River over the past week or so are, in fact, connected with the most recent fire happening yesterday early morning across from Fred Meyer. That fire was at 4:27 a.m. on Tuesday morning. It was quickly extinguished just north of a brush fire last Thursday afternoon near 3rd Street. That fire closed Highway 28 for about an hour. There were also 3 brush fires along the river a week ago Monday. Those early morning fires were all within an hour and a half of each other. One was also not far from Fred Meyer near the Senator George Seller Bridge. The other 2 fires were on the Chelan County side of the river, one just north of the Otobashian Bridge and the other just north of Walla Walla Point Park. Grant County Judge David Estulio is now on his way to the federal bench. The 48-year-old Superior Court judge nominated in April by President Biden. He's got the gig. He's going to preside in the district court in Western Washington. Yesterday, the United States Senate confirmed him to the job, 54-41. Estulio won votes from 4 Republican senators in the process. The Moses Lake native has sat on the Grant County bench since 2015. That's when he was appointed by Governor Jay Inslee. The governor now must name a successor to fill out Estulio's term in Grant County. More than 1,600 people are hospitalized with COVID-19 in this state, but not all hospitals can absorb the load equally. Cascade Medical Center in Leavenworth has 25 beds for critical access, and it refers most of its seriously ill patients to Central Washington Hospital or elsewhere. In a media call with Washington State Hospital Association, Cascade Administrator Diane Blake says the pandemic flood of patients into larger hospitals is keeping her hospital on the razor's edge.
We're a small facility, and so for higher acuity patients, we typically transfer those to regional partners, and they've been overwhelmed, but always working hard to help us take care of our community. We appreciate that. You know, anyone who has a medical condition where it's time sensitive, so their outcome is based on getting care sooner. When we have to take time to try to find a place for that patient to receive higher level acuity care, it does put that patient at risk. And I think for the most part, we've been able to work through that. But I know our care providers are concerned when that day comes that we're not able to get someone to the care they need as soon as they need it for a good outcome. We have also had the experience as a facility of having a patient who had a time-sensitive need for surgery. And we found a closer hospital who accepted them from surgery, but then had to deny it because they didn't have a bed for that patient to recover in after the surgery. So we were able, again, in that case, to find someone, a facility on the outskirts of our state to take that patient. But you think about the additional transport time and just the risk of potentially not finding a place. And it highlights how close we are, I think, to having some not great outcomes for patients in our state, which is devastating to think about. Twice in the last week, we've actually had to transport patients by air who did not have typically air transport is reserved for those really most urgent, dire cases. These patients weren't that, but we didn't have ground transport available in order to get them where they needed to go in a reasonable time period. We used air transport, which is of course really expensive and not what it's meant for. But anytime we have to transport patients across the state and take an ambulance out of service, we're taking away close care to home as well. And the number of transport happenings has put a real strain on transport services. So I would say that those couple of things are some of our bigger challenges.
And that's what's making headlines on this Wednesday, September 15th. We'll have a newscast for you again tonight at 5, 6, and 10 with Grant Olson in the anchor chair. I'll be handling sports today. Yeah, I'll be handling sports today with a preview of some of the stories we're working on. Here's Grant.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, expect cooler and windy weather today before things get really wet by Friday. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. And in sports, Eric Granstrom has results of last night's prep sports action, as well as the latest on the Mariners and Red Sox. That and all the day's news coming up tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope you'll join us then. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. We'd love to hear from you, our viewers. Chime in. Use our Facebook page on the Messenger app. Email us directly, news@ncwlife.com, or go to our website, ncwlife.com, and you can click on the Contact Us icon. When we come back, sports, the Mariners and the Red Sox looking good through 7 innings of exciting baseball. Then come the 8th inning. Sports is 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
911, what is the address of your emergency?
Yes, it's me. It's my husband. I think there's something the matter with him.
It was a feeling that I'll never forget, like being able to meet them and know that he survived.
Okay, tell me what's happening. Is he conscious?
No, he's not. He's
Okay,
not.
okay. Take a deep breath for me. I'm getting you help.
Rivercom means to me that I still have my husband here with me. They're the ones that guided me through saving his life.
Counterplay inside, picking his way back to the 10, to the 5,
High school sports is back, and NCW Life Channel's got you covered. Tune in for football, girls soccer, and volleyball right here. Thanks to our sponsors, Charter College, Confluence Health, Diggs Heating and Air Conditioning, and Global Car Care. Follow all the action of high school sports on your local TV station, the NCW Life Channel.
14, they come back.
19 minutes after the hour in sports, the Boston Red Sox exploding for 5 runs in the 8th inning, and they blew the game right open, 8-4. The final. The teams, the Red Sox and the Mariners, they battled through 7 innings, games tied at 2. And then came the 8th inning. That's when Seattle's usually strong bullpen just completely imploded. Joe Smith gave up a leadoff triple. Drew Steckenrider gave up a couple of walks, loaded the bases. Kyle Schwarber comes to the plate.
And 2 to Schwarber, and here comes. Swing and a line drive into the alley. Here comes Xander Bogaerts in to score. Rafael Devers right behind him. And the Red Sox are in front. Here comes another run. Throw to the plate. It gets away and Shaw scores. And all the way down to third is Kyle Schwarber.
7th pitch of the at-bat. It's a strike on the outer half. Drives it up the middle. Gets all the way to the wall.
To get for the staff. The pitch. Swing. There's a drive hammer to right field and deep. Back toward the wall and gone. It just made it over the right field fence. A 2-run homer. Verdugo. The Red Sox lead it 7-2. Alex Goff one down and in. And he hits number 13. He's got 57 RBIs, and the Red Sox have a 5-run lead now in the 8th. It's been a 5-run 8th inning.
Boston would add another run at the top of the 9th inning. The Mariners did load the bases, however, in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Fly ball out to Verdugo in left field. Brandy's at third. He tags and comes home. 2 outs now. A sac fly for Crawford. 8-3 ball game.
Gave off that leadoff base hit to J.P. Crawford on the first pitch of the game and then really settled in.
This is dropping into no man's land, and it does just that. Play at the plate and safe. Torrens scores.
For Mitch, he gets jammed a little bit right here, right off the label. All the outfielders for Boston typically are playing deep, and they certainly were right there as Torrens slides in. Loses his batting gloves, but he's safe.
They scored 2 runs. They needed to score 6 runs. So that was it. Obviously, after the game, manager Scott Service said, oh, boy, we blew this one.
Exciting game, intense game. September baseball, when it means something, it's fun to be a part of. Unfortunately, it didn't go our way tonight. I thought our guys, we got to hang it in there. Tight game there, 2-2. Obviously, they put some really good at bats against us in the 8th inning to kind of, blow it open with a big hit there. So, again, coming into this series, knowing the opponent, knowing where we're at, you're hoping to win the series, and we still have an opportunity to do that tomorrow. But doesn't make it any easier tonight. You're right there on the edge, but. I thought Tyler Anderson did a pretty nice job. They certainly ran the pitch count up on him, and our bullpen has been so steady all year long. I thought Sadler does a great job. Miz threw the ball well. He made one mistake for the home run to tie the game, and Joe Smith threw the ball well in his inning. Kind of running him back out, trying to get one more out. A really good matchup for us there. He just didn't get the pitch we wanted to, and then led to the leadoff triple, and then. I thought, Steck really battled tonight. Just couldn't get him to chase that high fastball, and that's kind of what it came down to. He had to get back in the zone, and Schwarber put a good swing on it. So,
Mariners and the Red Sox have one more game. The rubber match of this 3-game series. It's a matinee affair. 1:10 first pitch. Marco Gonzalez will take on Tanner Houck. If there was good news, the rest of the American League West leaders all lost last night. Texas's DJ Peters hit a 3-run home run that highlighted a 4-run 6th inning. The Rangers beat Houston 8-1. Salvador Perez's 3-run home run helped Kansas City come from behind, beat Oakland 10-7. And Gavin Sheets was 3 for 4 with a 3-run home run to lead the White Sox over the Angels 9-3. So the wild card race, a virtual 3-way tie between the Yankees, the Blue Jays, and the Red Sox. The Yankees beat Baltimore 7-2 behind home runs from Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, Luke Voit, Joey Gallo, and DJ LeMahieu. Toronto fell to Tampa Bay 2-0. Drew Rasmussen and 4 relievers combined on a 3-hit shutout for the Rays. So after its loss to Boston, Seattle now trails by 3 games. The A's are 3.5 back heading into today. The Mariners, by the way, after today, they got tomorrow off, and then they will play the final 13 games of the regular season in 13 days. No break after tomorrow. Taking a look at the Les Schwab girls prep soccer scoreboard. Kashmir defended their home turf, knocked off Wenatchee 2-1. Moses Lake earned a hard-fought 4-3 win over West Valley. Ephrata blanked Grandview 4-0. Quincy had its game with Othello canceled. In fact, Quincy's next 3 soccer games have been canceled. Okanagan smacked Omak 10-2. Tenaska topped Chelan 2-1. Lake Roosevelt held off Manson 3-1. And Liberty Bell beat Bridgeport in Winthrop 5-0. Girls volleyball last night. Eastmont traveled to Yakima, the gateway to Wapato, and they beat Davis 3-0. West Valley beat Moses Lake 3-0. Brewster battled and beat Kashmir 3-2. In girls volleyball, Antioch swept 3 from Pateras, and Bridgeport stopped Soak Lake. And a reminder, Prep Sports will be in East Wenatchee on Friday night on the NCAA Live Channel. Eastmont will host Lewis and Clark, Eric Granstrom, and Grant Olson with the play-by-play. Pregame 6:30, kickoff 7 o'clock from rainy Wildcat Stadium. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Wednesday, the 15th day of September. I had 5 obscure holidays to choose from, 5 of them. Today is National Dot Day, National Cheese Toast Day, National Linguine Day, all these food-related holidays, National Felt Hat Day. Yes, bring back the 40s, but no. We're going to throw up this picture, and watch you drool like Pavlov's dog. Today is National Double Cheeseburger Day. There's a National Hamburger Day. There's a National Cheeseburger Day, which, by the way, is Saturday. Today, this Wednesday, the 15th, is National Double Cheeseburger Day. The first double cheeseburger created in 1937 by Bob's Big Boy, but it wasn't a true double cheeseburger in that they had a bun between the two. So they had the bun and then the meat and then a bun and then the meat and then the bottom bun, which is kind of like what the Big Mac is now, but it was still the first restaurant to put 2 meats and 2 cheeses on a burger. About 70% of people who eat a hamburger put cheese on it. Plain hamburgers, not the most popular. 70% of Americans prefer a cheeseburger, and I don't know how many people prefer a double cheeseburger, but that looks pretty good. We eat 50 billion hamburgers every year in this country. We like them a lot. So by the way, so today is National Double Cheeseburger Day. Saturday the 18th is National Cheeseburger Day. And whatever happened to Mayor McCheese? He was the mayor of McDonaldland. I looked this up. Between 1971 and 1985, Mayor McCheese was the mayor of McDonaldland. I think he was recalled. Not sure. If anybody knows the whereabouts of Mayor McCheese, call this station. 27 minutes after the hour. Today in history, one of the most brilliant military maneuvers of the 20th century, the landing of Incheon, the invasion of Incheon. The early months of the Korean War were not going good for the Americans and the United Nations. We were kind of all down there in the lower right-hand corner of South Korea, and we were getting ready to lose. And then MacArthur came up with this brilliant idea of landing at Incheon behind the enemy lines. Incheon was only an inch from Seoul, the capital of South Korea. They all said, "You're nuts. You can't do it. This is crazy." He said, "We got to do something." And so they did. They landed at Incheon way behind the enemy lines, took Incheon with almost no casualties, and within 3 or 4 days they were in Seoul, and that allowed the troops to the south to break out. The Incheon invasion, a brilliant military maneuver, if there ever was one, began on this date 71 years ago today. MacArthur had to go all the way to Truman to get his approval, but Truman said, "Why not, Doug? Let's see what happens." It worked. 58 years ago today, September 15th, 1963. The names: Addie Mae Collins, she was 14 years old. Carol Denise McNair was 11 years old. Carol Robertson was 14 years old. Cynthia Wesley was 14 years old. They were all killed in a bombing of the 16th Street Baptist Church in Birmingham, Alabama. It outraged a lot of people. Later on that day, 2 black teenagers were shot and killed by 2 white teenagers. They knew who did it. The local authorities, of course, they weren't going to investigate this. Federal authorities did. They knew who did it. Nobody was put on trial until 1977, yet another of those linchpin moments in the civil rights movement. 4 teenagers killed in a bombing. Girls. Anyway, 58 years ago today. September 15th, 1970, I miss Spiro Agnew. He was my favorite vice president because the guy was an idiot. I missed him. On this day, 51 years ago today, Spiro T. Agnew was making a campaign appearance for the re-election of Gerald Ford to his congressional seat in Michigan. He was in Saginaw, Michigan, making a campaign speech, Vice President Agnew was. And during his speech, he told the crowd of all the youth that were assembled, there was a lot of kids there, that said, "The youth of America are being brainwashed into taking drugs by rock and roll music, movies, books, and television." It's these kids today. It's that rock and roll music and those bad movies and the books and newspapers. He didn't mention television. We were trying to do our part. He was heckled. I miss Agnew. Forget about hockey. September 15th, 2004. 17 years ago today, the commissioner of the National Hockey League, Gary Bettman, officially locked out the players. There would be no hockey that year. All 1,284 regularly scheduled NHL games would not be played. There would be no Stanley Cup. That announcement was made on this date in 2004. Finally, at the bottom of the hours, we got a whole slew of celebrity birthdays. We always do presidents. The 27th president of the United States, William Howard Taft, not only was he, of course, the 27th president of the United States, he was the only man who was also a president and the Chief Justice. He was the 10th Chief Justice of the United States. He was much happier as the Chief Justice than he was as the president. He was also better at it as well. He was born in the state in 1857, died in 1930 at the age of 72. He would not be elected today simply because he was ginormous. While he was president, he weighed about 330 pounds. The famous story that he once got stuck in the White House bathtub is a fallacy. It didn't really happen. He was the last president to have facial hair. He had a mustache. Every president since William Howard Taft has been clean-shaven. William Howard Taft began the tradition of throwing out the ceremonial first pitch at a Major League Baseball game, and every president since has at least one time thrown out the ceremonial first pitch at a Major League Baseball game until Donald Trump, who did not. He ended that tradition. He is personally responsible for the Supreme Court building, one of the more spectacular buildings in our nation's capital. Before William Howard Taft, the Supreme Court had no building of their own. They worked out of their homes. He said, no, the Supreme Court of the United States, one of the three co-equal branches of governments, they should have their own building. He's the one who got it built, but he never lived to see it actually completed. He was the first president and the first justice to be buried at Arlington National Cemetery. William Howard Taft, born in the state in 1857. Cannonball Adderley, one of the greatest jazz saxophonists of all times, and like a lot of jazz legends, he didn't live very long. He died in 1975 at the age of 46, but the music lives on. Tremendous saxophone player, Cannonball Adderley. Everything he did is good. Don't take my word for it. Play it. Born in the state in 1928. A couple of Hollywood legends turned 75 years old today. Tommy Lee Jones. He has received 4 Academy Award nominations, and of course he won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for his role in The Fugitive. Tommy Lee Jones is 75 years old today. Oliver Stone is 75 years old today as well. Ironically enough, Tommy Lee Jones has been in Oliver Stone movies. They share the same birthday. He made good movies, Born on the 4th of July, Wall Street, Platoon. He also made bad movies like JFK and The Doors. Oliver Stone, 75. Pete Carroll, here's Coach. He's 70 years old today. 70. Pete Carroll, one of only 3 coaches to win a collegiate national championship and a Super Bowl. Pete Carroll, happy 70th to Coach Carroll. Dan Marino is 60, considered by most experts the greatest NFL player to have never won a Super Bowl. He took the Dolphins to the Super Bowl his rookie year, and they never made it back. Dan Marino won 155 games as the quarterback of the Miami Dolphins. He still holds a whole bunch of passing records. Dan Marino was 60 years old today. And Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, he's 37 years old today. He's 6th in line to the British throne. Don't hold your breath, Harry. He's 37 today. We're going to take a break. We got an opinion from Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, a brand new one. You've never heard it. Plus, part 2 of my interview with Dr. Paul Gordon, the superintendent of the Wenatchee School District. But it's Winning Wednesday. This weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it's the BNCW Tour of Homes. It's back this year. They had to do it virtually last year. You can go tour 7 homes yourself in person. 7 homes in the greater Wenatchee area. And if you go to all 7 homes and you get your passport stamped, you're in for the drawing for $500. You can use these tickets a combination of any days you want. And we're going to have 3 winners. I have 3 sets of tickets, 2 each. So somebody's going to win a pair, somebody's going to win a pair, somebody's going to win a pair. Winner at ncwlife.com, winner at ncwlife.com. 1 entry per email address, please. We'll do the drawing at 10 o'clock. Employees of Solium Broadcasting and their media families are not eligible to win. Sorry, Uriah. And if you don't enter, you can't win. All right, winner at ncwlife.com for a pair of tickets to the BNCW Tour of Homes this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Mike Magnotti is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Alta Cellars Winery is a family-owned boutique winery featuring structured wines from some of the most sought-after vineyards in Washington. Time-honored winemaking techniques blend with New World style to create reds and whites that are captivating. Located in the original firehouse in downtown Manson, the spacious indoor-outdoor setting provides the perfect backdrop to indulge in a sit-down wine experience. You're invited to come enjoy this firsthand at Alta Cellars, now open in Manson.
Make being home fun again. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa has just what you need to bring fun back into your backyard. We have a wide selection of artesian spas and swim spas, new and used to choose from. We are happy to announce we are now selling Rainbow Kids play structures with 50 models to choose from. To help finish off your entertainment area, we have patio furniture and Komodo Joe grills. At Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, we have just what you need to bring family fun and entertainment to your backyard. Stop by today.
What you're doing is ridiculous.
Well,
I mean, you might as well throw up a screen door to block the summer smoke.
sometimes it gets
When we
warm.
breathe in the wildfire smoke, we are ingesting hazardous chemicals such as acetic acid and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. A lot of bad stuff, okay?
Well, yeah, that's why we...
Cardboard ain't gonna cut it.
So...
Go to ChelanPUD.org/save today.
Hi, this is Kelly, owner of the Original Children's Shop in downtown Wenatchee. We strive to bring you the most quality, fashionable, and fun clothing for your little ones, along with gifts, toys, and accessories. I look forward to meeting you soon at the Original Children's Shop.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, whether you're a Christian or not, we all have some idea of who Jesus is, right? But have you heard about the new Jesus, the one that some Christians are talking about, who I call the magic trick Jesus? Now, this is the Jesus who, even though you might catch a cold, the flu, or God forbid, sometimes have cancer in your life, the magic trick Jesus is the one who will keep you from getting COVID. Now, if you believe in the magic trick Jesus, you don't have to wear a mask or get vaccinated, because by doing so, you're demonstrating a lack of faith. By wearing a mask or getting vaccinated, or not doing these things, you're showing what a strong believer you are in the magic trick Jesus. Now, by the way, this magic trick Jesus is not the one that the Bible talks about. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion.
You know, I have different people in the community come up and tell me that they've seen our commercial. I took my family up to Yodelin, up in Leavenworth, and we walk in, and it's a Monday night, so Monday Night Football is playing, and all of a sudden, our commercial starts airing. And my kids couldn't believe it. They're like, Dad, you are on Monday Night Football. This is unbelievable. You know, we know somebody famous. Like, my respect level just went way up in my kids' eyes.
We have, over the last year, realized how important Apple Blossom is, how important those Friday football games are, and being a part of that community and being able to support those activities happening is very important to us.
One of our real passions as a business is to serve our community well, and at the same time promote our brand. And I feel like NCW Life allows you to do that with some of the different opportunities that they give you. There's ways to help us build community while at the same time promoting your brand.
Succession is leading the way for a new generation of Chelan wineries. Named Platinum Winemaker of the Year in 2017 and the one to watch in 2018 by Wine Press, Succession is setting the pace. Award-winning wines are just a part of the overall experience. Add live music on Sundays and fantastic views, and you have it all. Succession Wines, located on the north shore of Lake Chelan between Chelan and Manson.
In a world afraid of technology, one man, one show will bring you the newest innovations that may just change your life. This summer, Ray McNeil and your Weekly Tech Update is your Weekly Tech Update with Ray McNeil.
Tipsy Canyon Winery has become the place to go for fine wine and unbelievable views of the Chelan Valley. And now there's even more to enjoy. A new bandstand hosts live music every Thursday night during the spring and summer. The oversized fire pit's a favorite gathering place in the fall and winter. Tipsy Canyon has become a year-round destination for wine lovers. And while things have changed, what remains the same is that at-home feel provided by Mark, Tammy, and Lexi Garland. Stay for the moment that becomes the memory at Tipsy Canyon.
I'm John Divis from Wenatchee Dental Arts, and I like to think myself as a comprehensive dentist. We are an office that treats people comprehensively for their dental problems. We do a lot of general dentistry in a broad sense. We don't send everything out. Things that we have the ability to do in the office, we like to keep in the office and under one roof and keep things as complication-free as possible. can come to one place and have all their dental needs taken care of.
Earlier in the week, Dr. The head of the Governor Inslee's health group during his weekly visit online said, it is inevitable that there will be at one point or another a COVID outbreak among kids. So obviously you are anticipating it. I'm assuming as now the kids are getting back into school, masks, no mask, whatever. With the Delta variant, he said the school districts need to be prepared for the inevitability. You guys got your T's crossed and your I's dotted for what most health officials agree is going to happen. Maybe a minor outbreak, maybe something more significant, but they say it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
So the good news is that we've been working our plan since last spring all the way through the summer and implementing it this year. And the reality is, we had to close down a couple classrooms already this year? Yes, due to some positives, close contacts, and making sure that we can contain it. But then providing our students opportunities to be able to engage in their learning as they are quarantined at home. So yeah, it's happened. We've had 3 or 4 different classrooms since the start of the year who've been quarantined and who have moved on to online learning for a short amount of time. So that's the reality. So he is absolutely correct, and I believe it will occur. If it hasn't occurred in other districts, it will occur. And that's just a piece that we're going to have to keep working through. Our nurses, our HR team, our principals, our teachers are doing a phenomenal job of connecting with our parents and our students as they transition into this short-term quarantine procedure. So I've heard some good stories. It's not where we want to be, but the care that our teachers and administrators have demonstrated to our students and community have been off the charts. So really pleased again with our staff.
Any idea on the vaccination numbers amongst the students who are eligible to be vaccinated? I believe it's still 12 plus. You can get the shot in the arm. Is that something you're just not going to
We're not right because right now it's not required.
Exactly.
No, I would assume it's fairly low, and hopefully it ticks up over time. And I'm hopeful with, I recognize Pfizer's fully approved, and then hopefully Moderna, and then J&J. I think when those pieces happen, maybe we'll have more of an uptick and more people taking the vaccine.
How's morale among the staff, specifically the teachers, the backbone of all this? Yes, there's support staff and paraeducators and custodians of maintenance, but how are the teachers doing?
Great question. I think for the most part, good. It's a lot to walk back into. It is not normal, but we have an incredible staff who continue to step up to the plate and do all of the pieces necessary to ensure that our kids are getting the best education and making sure, that each of our students are future ready. So I would say good. We're in a good place right now, but like everybody else in this worldwide pandemic, there's ebbs and flows. There's ebbs and flows, and it's hard when a class or your next door class goes home on a quarantine. There has to be some fear. I mean, our teachers and our students, they're the ones in the classrooms all day long. So they have a little extra burden. And here's the other piece. Our students all of our students have experienced this pandemic, and all of our staff have experienced this pandemic in community. They've all experienced it and at different levels. And our students bring that to the table each day. And one of the pieces that oftentimes people forget, that our teachers and our staff are kind of that front line around connecting with kids, and our kids feeling safe with our staff to be able to share some of that trauma, some of those situations that have occurred in their life. And that is a lot to carry on too. Not all of our houses were houses like where I grew up, where things are pretty good. So teachers take that on, our staff take that on, and they continue to move forward. So there's a lot. It's not just, I teach, next group of kids come in, and I move on. There's just so much, kind of throughout this whole thing, is that belonging, that I know you as a person, I know your needs, I know your strengths, and I know some of those challenges that sit in front of you. That's when we're our best educators, And those are the educators that I know we have here.
Well, yeah, we've talked about this before. Kids know.
They do.
Kids know the teachers that give a damn as opposed to those who are 6
Yep.
weeks from retirement. They know you can't fool the kids, can you? You can't.
Dan, you said it best. You can't.
No, you can't.
They know, and I believe our educators doing an amazing job of that connection and belonging. And it's a big piece of our strategic plan is around connections and making sure that we create thriving environments for each student and recognizing that each student brings to them, and what we want is for each student to bring their authentic self and to make sure that they're heard, they're seen, they're valued. Those are big things. Those aren't just words for us. That's really what we want, because this is a human business. If it were just teach math, teach literacy, teach physical education, quite honestly, that'd be super easy.
Yeah.
But that's not what this is. It's about this human connection, and then I connect you into education itself so you're excited about education and you're passionate about what we're doing. That's the magic. That's the magic that we want happening in our schools.
I'm 40 years removed. My entire education, K through 12, is from Wenatchee School District. I'm almost 40 years out of high school. I still remember Gib Edwards and Estelle Taylor, my favorite teachers, and Joe Pless, and right through junior high school with Terry Hammond and the crew, and then into high school with Dennis Ball. They know that these are making. I mean, I remember my favorite teachers from 50 years ago.
Yeah,
the kids do. The kids will as well, won't they?
They do. You know, a couple of my favorite events. One of my favorite events is our end of the year Avid celebration. And literally, I sit in the back because I'm a little crying baby by the end of it, because these kids recognize those educators, exactly what you said, who've made a significant difference in their lives. Whatever that challenge that sat in front of them, these are young people who are expressing that care and admiration for these educators who've stepped up to the plate and said, I see you, you belong, you can do this. And these are kids who are now moving on to universities and colleges across our state and across the United States. They're difference makers. That's what great educators do. They literally make a difference in the youth that they serve.
And you see it when you walk into Safeway and you go, there's Mr. Johnson, my 6th grade teacher. And you go up and say hi, and Mr. Johnson remembers you and how you doing. It makes you feel good. Paul, we're almost out of time. Real quickly, let's. The Wenatchee School District is one of the largest employers in North Central Washington. I know you've got positions to fill across the board. I'll let you take it from there.
We do have positions across the board, and we would welcome people to go to our website to be able to look at the different positions, from a certified teacher to our bus drivers. We're paying very competitive wages. Our nutritional services teams to paras in the classroom. There is something for everybody in our district, and it's a great place to work. That's the other thing. Yeah, do we pay very competitive wages? We do. But you work with amazing people here in the Wenatchee School District. And to me, that's one of the most important things that we do. And it kind of ties back to what we just talked about. You make a difference. Speaking
of amazing people, you lost a good Mark Helm. A happy retirement to Marcus, a good friend of mine, a classmate of mine. But you got Corey Callahar. To come on in and fill those shoes. So your leadership team is a good one, aren't they?
Oh man, they are so good. And you're right. It's funny because one of the stories I was going to tell you about happened with Mark when we were out at a school or some event, and literally it was like 3 different kids came up to him and say, "Mr. Helm, and you remember me?" And they told these stories. So yeah, I literally feel like Mark was this ace, and Corey Callahar is this another ace. So our deck is stacked. We really feel good. We're a lean, mean cabinet team. Didn't mean to really go all the way there, but I went there, sorry. Because they're in schools. Mike Lane, our executive director of learning and teaching, in schools. Corey Callahar, in schools. Our directors are in schools supporting our principals.
They don't sit in offices and click a computer mouse. They're in the classrooms, they're in the hallways, they're talking to the kids.
They have to be. From one of the first days that I got here, you can't lead from this building. You have to know what's going on in those classrooms. And our learning and teaching folks, they are in the schools working alongside our teachers, our principals, our assistant principals at the elementary level. Oh, wow, what a difference those individuals have made. And we've been able to hire amazing people, a lot from internal, and we've had one or two external who've added to the mix. But thank you for bringing that. I really appreciate where our leadership team is. We've had some amazing people, and we've replaced them with some other amazing people.
And it should also be pointed out, Paul's been here now for a while and still doesn't look like he's moved into his office. So he's not in here a lot. Paul, I'm going to give you the last word to whatever you want to say, to whomever you want to address the public at large. That's your camera right over there.
Right.
I'm going to let you close it out, Paul.
I appreciate it. You know, I want people to remember, you know, when we're having these conversations about, you know, some of these things at the national level, let's remember who's teaching our kids, who's driving our buses, who's making our lunches and the breakfasts. They're quite honestly your neighbors. These are the people who you live by. And I know schools have become this hot center point of attention around the nation. But I want us to remember, who are those principals? It's your neighbor. It's your friend. It's a person at church or wherever you interact. I think it's 85% of our staff live within our school boundaries. These are people who have done amazing work in our schools for years. And if you have questions, and you said this before, shoot me an email. I'll meet with people. I'll talk to you about what's actually happening in our schools and the work that our educators are doing and our support staff are doing for students on a daily basis. But sometimes we get caught up in these national narratives and then we try to bring them down to the local level. And those stories, those are not happening in our schools. We do great things here. Are we perfect? No. Are we working hard every day to get a little bit better? We are. But our schools are great places, and that's what I would want everybody to know. We have great school districts throughout this valley, but I am so proud of WSD. I'm so proud of where we're at, and quite honestly, even where we're going. Our future is super bright because of our staff, because of the people. And I just want people to remember that it's your local schools. It's those people that you talked about and remembered from your education. That's who's teaching our students.
Dr. Paul Gordon, Superintendent of the Wenatchee School District. Let's catch up again maybe before the holidays. And from a personal standpoint, I remember interviewing you shortly into the COVID pandemic, about April or so of 2020, and you were beat up. So you seem to be, your morale is sky high, and it reflects, because you went through a difficult time as much as anybody. As the head of the school district, I know you went through an extremely difficult time. It is good to see kids back in the classroom. We're not back to normal yet, but at least the train is moving down the tracks.
Yep, and remember, we're all on team. This is one big team event. Let's work for WSD as a team, no matter what your role in this community. But thank you.
Thank you, Coach Gordon. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Merry Maids of Wenatchee has been professionally cleaning and sanitizing homes and businesses in North Central Washington since 1998. Merry Maids uses commercial-grade cleaners and viricides. Merry Maids has implemented additional safety and sanitation protocols. They are strictly following CDC guidelines for the safety of their clients and employees. For expert help with cleaning and sanitizing your home or business, call or look up Merry Maids of Wenatchee to schedule your free estimate today.
Hello, my name is Brian Brett, the Fire Chief for Chelan County Fire District 1, and I just wanted to talk about how amazing our Rivercom team is. They are intentional, purposeful, and skillful in everything they do, and they are the best at what they do. How they prepare, how they handle the caller, how they coordinate the emergency services, and how they push themselves to be the best. This is the kind of spirit that our Rivercom telecommunicators have. Our community needs you, we need you, we admire you, you're our lifeline.
Stay active and independent for life. SAIL is an evidence-based strength, balance, and fitness program. The exercises in a SAIL class have been packaged into a formal regimen focusing on 4 key areas important to the health and fitness of mature participants. low-impact cardiovascular, balance work, strength training, and stretching. Sail classes are designed for people of all fitness levels and can be done sitting or standing. Join us for Sail on the NCW Life channel. Check your listing for days and times.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellington here from Live It Up. In the investment world, ROI stands for Return on Investment. Well, how does better health, better wealth, and better relationships sound for ROI? Join us every week right here on NCW Life and learn how to invest in the most important asset, you.
We're going to answer your questions and provide some weekly inspiration so you can create a life that you love. Join us on Live It Up.
At Washington Trust Bank, can't is a four-letter word.
I think we should hire more people.
Doc, I'm late for a meeting. I'm thinking of starting my own practice.
Do it. Too much capital.
We need a warehouse.
I can't imagine how we do that.
We should knock that wall down and expand.
Do it. There's always another wall beyond the wall.
We believe you can do whatever you set your mind to, and we'll help you get there. Washington Trust Bank, privately owned, locally invested.
Chelan Wireless is your Verizon authorized retailer featuring the latest iPhone and Android devices. Personal or business, they have the plan and the customer service you're looking for.
In these challenging times, Bear Foods is open and ready to help. From health to diet to home, we are here to take care of your needs. Bear Foods, the good food store.
From home furnishings to the latest in home entertainment technology, Deepwater Home and Electronics can provide the selection and the connection for your wireless world. It is a very pleasant Wednesday morning as the sun continues to get the job done. Still sitting at 55 degrees. We haven't climbed a great deal temperature-wise, and we're in for a cool but fairly pleasant next couple of days. It's certainly going to feel more like autumn than summer, even though it is still summer. And a big change coming. The story today, the wind. We're going to have a few high clouds, but the real story is going to be breezy conditions throughout the course of the day today, especially this afternoon into the early evening hours here in the Wenatchee Valley. Sustained winds anywhere from 15 to 20 miles an hour, gusts as high as 30 miles an hour. And those places that are more prone to stronger winds, certainly the Columbia Basin, up on the plateau with Waterville, Mansfield, that area, you're going to have a little bit more wind. Maybe Chelan, as some of that wind can work its way through the gaps of the Cascades. And again, out in the Columbia Basin, you're going to have stronger winds than we're going to have here in the Wenatchee Valley. But you're going to notice the breeze today and tonight. It will die down in the overnight hours. We're in for a couple of nice days of cool temperatures. And then, whoa, here comes a big-time weather maker. Are you ready? We're talking about right through the weekend, widespread rain. The snow level is going to drop way down to about 6,000 feet. So Mission Ridge is going to get a little dusting of snow, at least right at the summit. Here in the Wenatchee Valley, rain. Most of the day on Friday, significantly heavy rain. They're expecting Friday night into Saturday, more rain as well, right on into Sunday. In fact, from the National Weather Service, here is your forecast in detail. Again, considerably cooler today. We had 77 yesterday. We'll be lucky to get to 70 today under a few more clouds than we had yesterday. And again, as I mentioned before, going to be windy, especially this afternoon and this evening. Look at the overnight low tonight, 45 degrees. That's cool. And many locations will have overnight lows in the 30s tonight, right on into Thursday. It's going to take us a little while to get going, which is why they're expecting tomorrow, although we're going to have quite a bit of sunshine. They're not expecting very warm temperatures because of the cool overnight lows. We're only going to get up to 68 on Thursday, 54 for the overnight low on Thursday night. Friday, we start seeing the clouds rolling in by Friday noon or 1 o'clock, some light rain. It picks up in intensity. By 5, 6, 7, it will be raining very heavily, we're told, for the Wenatchee Valley. All night into Friday, right on into Saturday. Little break at times on Saturday. More drizzle Saturday night, right on into Sunday. So it's going to feel like autumn, without question, this weekend. That is it for us. Have a fantabulous day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.